Hello and welcome to the 2020 Carabao Cup final between Manchester City and Aston Villa here at Wembley Stadium. And this is what it's all about. The modern day footballer may take quite some time to count his money, but at the going down of the sun, all that matters is medals, trophies and memories. And at the end of today's game, one of the two captains will stand right here in the royal box and lift this beauty. It's a familiar view for Pep Guardiola's City as they look to lift a third League Cup in a row, a feat only achieved by the great Bob Paisley in Liverpool. But in his way today stands lifelong Villa fan Dean Smith and a Villa side who are leading scorers in this year's competition. They'll be looking to cause a proper upset and win their first major trophy outside of the playoffs in 24 years. Wembley Way, as always, the traditional walk for those fans lucky enough to make it all the way. And both sets of supporters know it well. Villa were here last season for the playoff final, which saw them reach the Premier League. And for Manchester City, well, this has become like a second home. The walk back down Wembley Way for all of them will be very different, depending on what happens on the pitch.
Trophy's heading to the blue half of Manchester. This is to win the trophy. Yes! Manchester City deliver again. Silva. Oh, what a hit! Manchester City through to the final. Target in! Grealish! Leading by example. Oh, Trezeguet has sent Aston Villa to Wembley. Aston Villa are into the Carabao Cup final.
So here we go. Will it be Manchester City's name engraved in that famous old trophy for a third consecutive season? Or will it be Aston Villa's for the first time since 1996? It's all going to be settled out there in this brand new Wembley surface. And in the commentary box, Stephen Warnock, and first for the team news, Paul Walker.
Well, Dean Smith threatened changes after the poor display at Southampton. He makes only three. Orjan Nyland gets the nod over Pepe Reina in goal. Ahmed El Mohammadi and Bjorn Engels also start. Trezeguet, the hero of the semi-final win, is among the subs. Four of those in the 11 also started last season's playoff final win. Anwar El Ghazi, a scorer that day. Whilst Jack Grealish makes his fifth appearance at Wembley, he was just 6 months old when Villa last won the League Cup. Following their stunning win in Madrid, Pep Guardiola makes 8 changes. There's no Aymeric Laporte, who's out with a hamstring injury. John Stones comes in, partnered by Fernandinho, as Otamendi drops out. David Silva, chasing a 5th League Cup title, skippers the team in this, his farewell season. There's a rare start for Phil Foden, while Sterling and Aguero are recalled, the latter scoring a hat-trick in the 6-1 win over Villa in January. Aston Villa in the League Cup final for the first time in a decade. In truth, they've got 11 more to come after this. In those 10 years since Villa's last appearance in the final, Manchester City have collected 10 trophies, including 4 EFL Cups. And if this goes the way it should, a 5th is surely on its way. Stephen Warnock alongside me, who was in the team for Villa the last time they reached the final. How do you see this one, Stephen?
It's interesting because you look at Aston Villa, the formation that they've decided to deploy today. They've gone for that 4-3-3, match Manchester City up. Then it's a tactical battle. What do you decide to do? Do you want to sit deep or do you go after Manchester City and press? And it's been the early press that's put them on the front foot straight away.
Here's El Ghazi. Target making the overlapping run. Cleared away comfortably enough by Manchester City. Nakamba. Long by Gilbert, up towards Samata. But Aston Villa settling really nicely! Oh, it's a terrific chance too for Anwar El Ghazi.
What a moment of quality. It's El Mohammadi, just gets it out of his feet. Can he pick out the pass? The cross, it's perfect for El Ghazi. Just doesn't get it on target. It's a great opportunity, but it's great play from Aston Villa.
Aston Villa have really eased themselves into the game rather nicely here. It is they doing all of the running so far. El Ghazi picked up here by David Silva, chasing a 5th League Cup win. It's a good advantage from Lee Mason. Foden out to Sergio Aguero. Dinked cross, problems here potentially for Villa. Zinchenko's shot deflected. It is a City corner.
Well, there's the first glimpse of Phil Foden and the ability he has. Just rides both tackles, bounces his way through, stays on his feet, which is a credit to himself, and gets Manchester City on the break. It was dangerous for Aston Villa, and he defended it well in the end.
Manchester City making their 9th visit to Wembley since the start of 2018. Corner taken short. Here's Zinchenko. That's dangerous. And Mings heads it out of harm's way.
He does really well, Tyrone Mings, because he's running backwards. Can't get much purchase on the header. What do you do? Put it out play. Defend the next corner coming in.
Gundogan lining up this one. Oh, he's bypassed everybody with that. Zinchenko. Raheem Sterling. Rodri. Foden out to Gundogan. 4 in the middle to aim at. Stones is one of them. Only just over the top.
It's a lovely ball in, and you just feel as it gets out to Gundogan, Stones and Aguero just get in each other's way. Stones wants a free run at the header. He thinks he's given a loud enough shout. Aguero just gets in front of him.
It is worth remembering that this game will go to extra time and penalties if necessary. Stones. He was on the bench, John Stones, for the 2018 final, but didn't get on. Fernandinho, another of the City players who could win this trophy for a 5th time. Walker. Now Sterling can move. Rodri. Oh, clever ball, Foden back across Aguero! Beautifully worked. And the man you want on the end of a cross like that is Sergio Aguero.
What a ball from Rodri, and what a run from Phil Foden. Target thinks he's got Foden, he sees him out the corner of his eye, but then Foden makes his move. He just darts in behind Target, who switches off for a second. The header's perfect, and what a finish from Aguero. Just drills it into the ground. Mings is unfortunate, tries to get the block, but it's clinical from Sergio Aguero.
Well, he's now into double figures for goals against Aston Villa. And Manchester City have the early goal. Target faced here by Foden. Worked inside to El Ghazi, Grealish. Jinxed by Rodri. Kept at bay by Kyle Walker, but he has found El Ghazi. It's all the way back to Tyrone Mings, and Villa reset and build again. Nakamba, Grealish, El Ghazi. Possibilities here perhaps, looking to bend one straight at Claudio Bravo.
That's better play from Aston Villa, it's more patient. Jack Grealish getting on the ball and making things happen. El Ghazi, you just want to see him really explode into the penalty area, go and take the defender on.
Zinchenko seeking out Foden, finding him. Lovely control from Foden. Has a go himself, and he's not too far away. Beautiful Manchester City play.
What a first touch from Phil Foden. It's absolutely incredible. Outside of his foot, ends up being a good block from Target. He gets his right foot in the way of it. Just makes enough of a challenge to send it round the post. But again, it's relentless pressure from Manchester City.
Foden. David Silva. Gundogan. Sterling. It's ambitious. It's also wide.
He was given the opportunity to shoot because of how deep Aston Villa's defence were dropping. They were almost on the penalty spot when Sterling took the shot. So there was no pressure on him, there was no one coming out to close him down. Just that we don't often see Raheem Sterling taking on a shot like that. Dean Smith trying to organise his team to get back in the game. What does he do?
Aston Villa just trying to keep their shape. Manchester City being patient. Walker with a cross, stopped by target. They'll come again. Foden drops kindly here for Raheem Sterling. 10 games without a goal, teeing up Aguero. Goodness me, that was really moving. Stones. Foden, Gundogan, Grealish with a block. It is a corner.
I'm not sure how he's given that. It looks like it's bounced off Gundogan. Great tackle by Jack Grealish, but it was the challenge before that, the block from Engels. Magnificent block, because it looked like Aguero was going to have a shot on goal. Looks like the net was about to bulge at any moment. And that's what Aston Villa are going to have to do to stay in this game till half-time.
Corner then for City, which perhaps should have been a goal kick. Instead, it's a second Manchester City goal, and Rodri has got it. As simple as that. And Manchester City have a tight grip now on the Carabao Cup final.
It's a magnificent ball from Gundogan. It's been poor quality for his first couple of corners. This time, he gets the corner so right. Rodri gets the run on Gilbert, who doesn't even challenge, he doesn't even jump and try and put him off. And it's a powerful header. And Nyland has no chance of saving that. And we're just seeing the corner again. It's not a corner. It's clearly come off Gundogan. It was always a difficult decision for the assistant referee to see because of the way it hit Gundogan in the mid-drift. It's up to the referee to see that then. Surely the fourth official can see it as well.
Well, it's hard enough as it is, trying to stop a team like Manchester City, but decisions going against you like that only makes matters worse. And Aston Villa can count themselves extremely hard done by in terms of the circumstances of how that corner kick came about. Gundogan. Oh, how did he spot that? Here's Foden. The run again here, Aguero. Sterling, blocked by Mings.
That's a great block from Tyrone Mings. He's got his arms by his side, does all he can to keep them close to him, but it's a great run from Foden again, just in behind target. It's a good block. You just fear for Aston Villa. It's a matter of time before they concede again.
Testing times for Aston Villa. Not a pleasant watch for Prince William, who is a staunch Aston Villa supporter. Dean Smith's team have it all to do. 109 goals now Manchester City have scored this season, with the two that they've got here, and two that have put them firmly on course for another EFL Cup trophy, unless Aston Villa have something rather special up their sleeves. Mings. Nakamba. Grealish. Stones was falling, and that's allowed El Ghazi to get in. Delivering Samatta! Villa back in the tie!
Oh, what a timely slip from John Stones. Stumbles to the ground, and El Ghazi with a fantastic ball into the 6-yard box. A header out of his feet, and it's a magnificent ball. But what a header from Samatta. He just flings himself at it, powers it past Bravo, and it's perfect timing for Aston Villa to get themselves it back into the game just before half-time. Magnificent from Samatta.
What a moment for the Tanzanian to score a goal in a major cup final at Wembley. He is a huge household name back home, and they'll be cheering that one. Make no mistake about that. Well, how different the Aston Villa changing room must be about to be now after that Samatta goal. Still, maybe one or two things that Dean Smith will be keen to tweak. Zinchenko. Villa fans in full cry as Lee Mason calls time on the first half. Manchester City getting 2 goals in front through Sergio Aguero and Rodri, but Ali Samatta has given Aston Villa a lifeline. It is game on again at Wembley. Do not go anywhere. The second half is coming up next here on Quest. Welcome back to Wembley. As things stand, Manchester City on course for a 3rd successive League Cup triumph. However, Ali Samatta's goal towards the end of the first half has put the outcome back in the balance. And away we go for the second half. Stephen Warnock alongside me. What do you think Dean Smith's team talk was like?
Well, there's a change of formation straight away. Jack Grealish has gone in behind Samatta. They've gone to a 4 in midfield. El Mohammadi dropping a little bit deeper onto the right-hand side, and that will allow Samatta to get a body up alongside him, to get a little bit more pressure on the defence, but give Villa an option when they go up the field.
Sterling here, looking to go on a surge, but Lee Mason had brought it back. And it is an Aston Villa free kick. Well, 8 of the last 14 League Cup winners have come from Manchester duo City and United. El Mohammadi, the cross needs to be good. Just a shade too high for Samatta. Foden so calm under pressure there. And this is where City are dangerous on the counter. Foden. He's done really well to feed it into Aguero. Is that a foul? Yes, it is. Bjorn Engels putting Aguero on the deck.
Lee Mason did really well because he saw the trip from target on Phil Foden as he ran forward. Then Mings took out Foden as well. Then Engels takes out Aguero.
Gundogan and David Silva over this set play for Manchester City, looking to re-establish that 2-goal cushion. Headed up by Mings, Foden on the end of it! A whisker away from restoring that 2-goal cushion.
It's a poor header from Tyrone Mings. You can't head it back into the danger area on the edge of the box. Foden's alert to it.
The king of the assist is about to enter the fray at Wembley. Ilkay Gundogan, who departs. The last thing really that Aston Villa wanted to see was a change like this being made. Something else now for Aston Villa to think about. Here is De Bruyne with his first touch, and immediately sending Raheem Sterling through. David Silva. De Bruyne. Sterling missed it. Phil Foden sees his shot charged down by target. It's all a little desperate back there for Aston Villa. De Bruyne again. Into Foden. Oh, a slip from Kevin De Bruyne, and Douglas Luiz looks to get Aston Villa up the field. He was fouled. Card coming out for Rodri.
It's a brilliant foul from Rodri because he knows what position he's in. He knows Douglas Luiz has stepped past him, and he would be at Manchester City's back four. It's a tactical foul, and it's a brilliant foul from Rodri.
You don't see Kevin De Bruyne fall over the ball like that too often. Usually takes care of it. Trezeguet. Fernandinho closes the door in his face. Oh, thunderous challenge going in there. It is only yellow, but the Manchester City players taking exception to that challenge.
It's a really strong tackle.
Nakamba
by Nakamba.
Steaming in.
And to be fair to him, it looks worse in slow motion. He wins the ball. He sort of slips into the tackle. It is very aggressive, Nakamba.
Fernandinho's free kick, heading in the general direction of Raheem Sterling. And Gilbert was attempting to get it back to his keeper. Couldn't find him, so a corner kick is the end result. There goes the corner. Oh, terrific save by Nyland. That is a brilliant stop, and one that keeps Aston Villa in with a shout.
Engels just gets caught underneath the ball completely. Well done, Nyland. It's a great save, pushing it round the post.
This is De Bruyne. Sterling couldn't find the right pass. This is Bernardo Silva. Oh, a terrific run from him. Great ball in, Aguero! Could only find the side netting. Villa let off the hook.
What an incredible run from Bernardo Silva. He just drives past Gilbert, and then Aguero again drills it into the ground. And then the fans on the far side of the pitch, they think that it's a goal as the net rustles. It's just hit the side netting from Sergio Aguero.
Well, they might as well go for it now. No caution to the wind here, Aston Villa. Trezeguet. Grealish screaming for it. It's Grealish crossing. It's a Villa corner. And look at the reaction from the Villa fans.
Well, Grealish can't hardly walk. He must have picked up an injury. He's got to be careful, Jack Grealish, whether it's cramp or whether he's actually pulled something, because the Premier League season, they need him fit for the rest of it. But now it's about quality. Hourihane on the corner. Can he get the delivery right?
In it goes. Off the post! Bravo got a finger on it and now gets gloves on it. Well, that was the chance they were waiting for. It's a terrific header from Engels, matched by a really good save from Bravo, who pushes it onto the post.
Well, we said, can he get the quality right? He did. It was a magnificent ball. It's a magnificent header, and an even better save from Claudio Bravo.
De Bruyne, Jesus, Sterling, needs options in the middle. De Bruyne getting in there now. Sterling picking up Bernardo Silva instead. Nyland saves with his legs. Well, the two goalkeepers called upon late on in this one. Walker. Foden stretching but can't keep it in.
It's a magnificent save from Nyland. Does well to get down to it, get his feet on it, get something just to keep it away.
Flicked on by Engels. He's found Trezeguet. Down the line for Hourahan. Walker blocks it, corner. One last chance.
And Hourahan.
Nyland's going forward.
He is indeed. Hourahan has to wait for him to get there.
It couldn't happen, could it? Hourahan swings it in. Out to Grealish. Oh, he tried to play it through for Trezeguet. Manchester City have survived, and that probably is about it. Launched long by Nakamba. Stones heading out. Douglas Luiz. Hourahan. Stones behind it. Back to Hourahan again. Look how many in claret and blue are in there, all hoping to get a decisive touch. But it's Manchester City who get the decisive touch. De Bruyne blasts into touch, and Manchester City are almost there. Target. Great header from Fernandinho. Grealish trying to keep things alive, and now City will drive forward. There's another goal in this for them potentially here. De Bruyne. Stopped by Target. All eyes on Lee Mason. He surely can't be far away from blowing his whistle. Has a look at his watch. And he does call time. There will be a familiar name on the Carabao Cup. Manchester City's name is on the Carabao Cup for a third year in a row.
2020 final.
Sergio Aguero with the opening goal. Rodri made it 2. Ali Samatta gave Aston Villa hope just before half-time, and they might have actually snatched an equaliser late on were it not for an excellent save from Claudio Bravo. But Manchester City, who've had a merciless habit of lifting this trophy, will do so again, and we will see them do it when we come back here on Quest. Grealish with a block. It is a corner.
It's clearly come off Gundogan.
Corner then for City. That should have been a goal kick. Instead it's a second Manchester City goal, and Rodri has got it. Well, they may be losing their Premier League crown, but this is one crown that definitely isn't slipping. It is 3 in a row for the Kings of the Cup. Triumphant at Wembley again on the 60th anniversary of the competition. Your 2020 Carabao Cup winners, Manchester City. Pep Guardiola, the first City boss to win it 3 times. It is a 5th League Cup trophy win in 7 seasons. Well, let's head pitchside with Colin Murray, who's been joined by Michael Brown and Stephen Warnock, and they will bring you all of the analysis and all of the reaction to Manchester City's victory here at Wembley.
Phil, I know it's all about the team, but what you have in your hand in your first start in a cup final is so well deserved. You must be buzzing.
First of all, thank you. Yeah, you know, it's an unbelievable feeling playing in a cup final for Man City. You know, it's a dream come true, and I enjoyed every moment. And I'm so happy we won today. I was quite nervous, to be honest, before the game, but once you get the first touch in, you seem to disappear because you're playing with the likes of David Silva, and he makes your game easier. So yeah, just having a lad around you, they make your job easy. And yeah, it's just a pleasure to play with them.
How did you find playing on the right-hand side? You know, they were narrow back forward. Is that something you worked on to try and get down in the wide areas?
You know, it's a different position for me. But yeah, I believed in what the manager was telling me, that I'd get a lot of the ball, and today, yeah, it happened. All we had to do is keep switching it, and I was alone all the time. And yeah, I don't mind it out there. It's a 1v1, and yeah, I enjoy playing there.
Do you think, like, coming in on your left foot, that suits you being in that area rather than on the other side if you were in high up on a wide area?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, coming in onto your left, your stronger foot, it's always better than coming onto your right, obviously. So yeah, I enjoy playing there, and it's something new for me. Yeah, and try and play many positions as I can, and it can only help me.
Listen, final question for you. I'm trying to work it out. I don't know where you keep them. Do you live on your own now? Yes, you got your own place?
No, I live with mum and dad.
Still live with your mum and dad? Okay, right. So 3 League Cup medals, right?
Yeah.
You get 2 Premier League medals and an FA Cup medal. Have I got that right?
Yeah, that's
okay,
right.
where are you keeping those? You're still in the box room, Phil. You're still in the box room. Where are they kept?
He stopped.
In a cabinet, to be honest, in my kitchen. So yeah, I'm keeping them there.
Brilliant. Okay, and the parents keep your feet on the ground, the medals in the cabinet.
Yeah, definitely.
Pep, you stretched them across this park, such width that you had, the role that you asked them to play, right from the very off. You used every single inch of this surface.
Yeah, we struggle in the first minutes when they have a header and last action for the corner. But the rest of the game we play really well, especially in the second half in the 1-2 or 2-1. You never know if you attack or just defend the result, and we decide to play, continue. And unfortunately, we could not score more goals for the way we played. We conceded just the last action, and it's an incredible good credit for us that how we handled the situation under pressure. And yeah, another success, three Carabao Cups in a row I think means how we won every single training session, every game to try to win in these competitions, and very pleased and congratulations for all the club. Every game counts, and every competition counts, and every friendly game counts. And that is the way. So the people who's going to come here in the future, they have to know it was a previous guys that it doesn't matter what happened, they win 3 times in a row. And that is the best legacy we can give to the future of this club.
Tyrone, disappointed obviously, but you must take a lot of pride in the performance, the effort levels, you know, it's in the balance right to the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Bitterly disappointed when you get to the cup final, regardless of who you're playing or the chances of you winning. Obviously, we all want to win, and we're all fierce competitors. So bitterly disappointed at the moment, but like you said, there's positives we can take, and we'll have to take going forward into our league form.
You know, I don't know in defeat if you can take much from your individual performance, but you were all over the pitch today. You were a man mountain. You led by example with this team.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody played so well. I mean, the effort levels, if we continue that, and that's been our problem, we haven't been consistent enough with the sort of performance that we put in today. Ironically, against the big teams, other than Man City at home, we've actually put in really good performances, and they've been close games. So, like I said, we're going to have to stick together. We're going to have to obviously use the belief and the togetherness and the fight and the spirit that we showed today, and like I said, try to take it into the league.
Rodri, Fernandinho has 5 of these. Sergio Aguero has 5 of these. David Silva has 5. You never forget your first.
No, of course, never. I think it's the most important one. Of course, I'm very young. I just arrived in this amazing team, and they have a lot of experience, lots of years in this team. Of course, they have been success like Manchester City all these years, and I'm happy to combine with them.
Talk me through your big moment then.
Well, it's a big moment for me, but of course for the team, I'm very happy of that. For what we fight all the season, it hasn't been very easy for us. You know, those things around us, but that makes us be a team all the week, all the month, and that what makes you win today.
Dean, commiserations. What's your take on events today?
Obviously, at the moment, disappointing. We came here to try and win a trophy. We knew coming into the game that, you know, in finals there's only one winner and one loser, and we wanted to be the winner today. But we knew it'd be tough because of the quality of the opposition we were up against. But there was a lot of belief in our dressing room that we could do something today and be the ones who lifted it. Unfortunately, I thought our game plan was good. I thought we restricted them early on, but then when they scored, it becomes harder because you end up, having to try and chase a game against a team that are full of quality.
It's hard enough to try and stop Manchester City at the best of times, but when they score a second goal off a corner that should actually be in a goal kick, must be gut-wrenching.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's one that's hard to take. You just want good decisions throughout the game, don't you? And we've still got to defend the corner better. So I'm not going to go and harp on about that because there will be other things that happen during the game where wrong decisions are given. But it's a pivotal one because at 1-0 down, we've got an opportunity to get something back into the game, or to get back into the game. 2-0's a tough ask against a Man City team, but we need to climb that mountain.
Well, great to hear from the manager, the man of the match and the goal scorer. And as Wembley clears out, the last people working, Stephen Warnock, Michael Brown and myself, all the analysis coming your way. Welcome back to Wembley. The sun has gone down, the rain has started to pour, and Stephen Warnock and Michael Brown refused to stand side of pitch in the rain, even though they're both wearing coats and I'm not. So here we are, overlooking the scene of the crime. And before we even get into it, Stephen, I think it was just good for the game that with a minute to go, we got to see the Aston Villa keeper go up and there was still a match to be played.
Yeah, I think the talk around Wembley before the game that it was going to be very one-sided. What score would Manchester City win by? I thought Aston Villa kept it competitive to a certain degree, but then tried to give us a little bit of drama late on in the game, and a magnificent save from Claudio Bravo kept Manchester City in it.
At half-time, we said there would have to be something unbelievable happened for Foden already not to get man of the match. Immense in the first half, contributed in the second half. I mean, that wasn't a vote for the young lad. He was the best player in the pitch.
Yeah, he's a wonderful talent, isn't he? And he was asked to play in a role high up on the right-hand side. And when we asked him about coming on his left foot, he felt he was comfortable with it. He believes in the manager. So, it's just when he gets the ball, he was driving through the middle of the pitch when he was challenged and how he stays up. He goes from right side to left. He can shift his body weight extremely good. He's got such a talent, and hopefully we can see more of him.
Also a disciplined youngster. He was given a very clear role to play today, Stephen, and he did it.
Yeah, tactically he's very astute. I think that's one thing you look at. You just think he understands the game. For a 19-year-old to understand what Pep Guardiola expects of him playing high up on the pitch, the people or the players in and around him looking to find him constantly. I think there's often a feeling when you're a youngster and you're holding that high, wide position is you get bored. I want to go and find the ball. I want to go and try and get on it. I want to affect the game. But he kept his discipline. He stayed out there and he caused Target all kinds of problems.
It's hard, isn't it, as a young midfielder who used to playing in the 3 to go and play out in that position. And in a cup final, I thought he did it very, very well. As you said, it's just staying on point all the time and concentrating. But when he gets the ball, it's just brilliant, isn't it?
There's such a clamour part of it because he's an English starlet that people want to see him play so much more football. But as we said, at 19, his mum's kitchen's full of medals and he seems grounded, he's very polite and he seems happy. So what's the problem?
Well, it was just interesting listening when he said, I was a little bit nervous beforehand, and he never really gave that impression. He was, like I say, he's a breath of fresh air on the pitch, and just that young sort of energy, that ability. And I've never seen anybody really shift the ball like he does, and as I said, body weight right and left. And I say, I collected all these trophies at a young age, still living at home. It was even too heavy, the man of the match for him. He said, can we hold it? He was struggling to hold it.
Listen, City stretched the play from the very beginning, paint on the boots. Over 70% possession in the first half, the story continued. This was like a game played at the Etihad. Yeah, it was home against away, but it's about goals. That's all football's about. And Stephen, quite simply, it shouldn't have been a corner for the second Man City one.
No, it shouldn't have been. Grealish with the tackle on Gundogan. It bounces off his mid-drift and goes out for a goal kick. But the position of the assistant referee, he can't see that. Then it's up to the referee on the pitch. Again, doesn't see it. So the thing is, you've got to deal with the situation. Yeah, you can moan that it shouldn't have been a corner. But when you've got Gilbert picking up Rodri in the middle, there's a mismatch. It shouldn't have happened anyway.
VAR's like the first PlayStation. It was kind of good at the time, but you wouldn't turn it on now. That's what it feels like, because under the rules, you can't check that corner. despite the fact there's only 2 more touches of the ball before it goes in the net after that, it's yet another wrinkle.
Well, it is, and I think the officials will be disappointed. The assistant referee down below wasn't too far away from it, and not to get that right. You could tell by the reaction of the Aston Villa players straight away. But of all type of goals that Aston Villa concede from once they've given that corner, it's a free header in the penalty area, and that was it, really. That's where they probably lost the game.
There's no doubt who the dominating team were today. So many good performances, but it felt like it would take something like a mistake for Villa to get back into it, and that's exactly what happened. And unfortunately, it was John Stones who has that microscope on him, maybe more than any other player who was on that pitch today.
Yeah, I think when you're talking about John Stones, there's always the sort of the phrase or the line, he'll give you an opportunity. He's got a mistake in him, and again, he showed it today. Lost his foot in, and then, well, OK, there's a lot to do after that, though. El Ghazi's ball in the box was absolutely brilliant. Correct. It was sensational. And then Samatta's finish, throwing himself at it, and it was a clinical finish. So there was still a lot to do after the Stones mistake.
Yeah, and also there was a lot to do for John Stones for the rest of the game, and he did it well.
Yeah, I think he did, and you'll see some key headers when they're under pressure late on in the game, and I like it when he steps in with the ball. He can play those long diagonals right and left, and he's very cultured. He wants to get on the ball and control the possession from the goalkeeper and start the movements going. He'd be disappointed that he's made that mistake after a season which has been quite mixed from injuries and from different reasons. So hopefully he can come through it and continue to get back in the side. Now I know Emerick Laporte is going to get more opportunities.
First domestic trophy of the season. I've got a quick question for you. Each City and Villa, is that City's last trophy of the season? Michael Brown.
It's a good question, but I think there's another one to come.
You're going to stop there, Jess?
No, another one to come, and you know, it's a Champions League.
Good.
I think the Champions League's the one, and I think, you know, being a Liverpool supporter, there's already one in the bank for you.
OK, and final question for you. Villa, you know, we followed them all the way to the playoffs last year on the EFL and Quest. Will they be back on our station next season, or are they staying in the Premier League? They've got a battle on.
They have got a battle on. I hope that they stay up in the Premier League. I think they've got enough. I think Samatta's shown in flashes that he can be the guy to sort of score goals. I worry about Grealish, that teams are trying to nullify him and make it difficult. Other players need to step up now and contribute to what he's sort of carried the team for the best part of the season.
Well, listen, the rain looks like it's gone off, so you two can get your limousines outside. That's all from Wembley. Thanks for tuning in to Quest for the highlights. Pep Guardiola has won 3 League Cups in a row, and today Aston Villa had their fill of Manchester City.
Rodri. Oh, clever ball, Foden back across Aguero.